exclusives. Excellent. Okay. So, for this week's discussion segment, I figured since we're officially starting a new season of the Music Mondays podcast, this does mark the first episode of season 6. So for those of you that are kind of new here and didn't really notice like how I kind of categorize the Music Mondays podcast, this will be pertaining to that, and we're going to talk about the new season format. So this will be cool. This will definitely be cool. I spoke about this again kind of like in the summer prematurely when we were like 25 episodes away. I think we were doing like 175 or something like that. And I spoke about the new season format and kind of how I wanted to start doing things for future seasons. So again, just as like a prerequisite, nothing is changing on the show like whatsoever. This is more of like a content thing, so we can get more content out of the show. So when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast and how we did our seasons, we did our seasons by every 50 episodes, right? Because originally I never did the show on the Music Mondays YouTube channel, and we never were uploading the VODs over there up until like episode 40-ish. So like the first 40 episodes are still available on my personal YouTube channel. So that's why I chunked them out into like blocks of 50. So I called 1 to 50 season 1, season 2 is 50 to 100, and so on. So this past season, season 5, was 150 to 200. And now that we're on episode 201, this will technically mark episode 1 of season 6. But I don't think we're going to do 50 episodes anymore. Obviously, the show, like I said, will still be live every single Monday. The schedule's not changing. But what is changing is the seasons. So I think we're going to do more seasons, right? And I think we'll do seasons every 10 episodes. So I think the reason for that being is getting more content out of the show. I think we do a 3-4 hour show and like we could be utilizing the content a bit more, right? And what I actually thought of doing was doing top 10 submissions for every season. So therefore we wouldn't have to wait 50 episodes to kind of, end a season and have 50 episodes worth of submissions to kind of go through when you want to pick like a top 10, right? So if we chunk down the seasons into 10 episodes, I can take those 10 episodes and pick, 10 submissions from each of those and kind of come up with a top 10 for each season. So that was kind of like my thinking behind that, and to be able to give a little bit more love to everybody who submits to the show, but also kind of give Music Mondays a little bit more content as well to kind of show off the show and show everybody how many episodes we actually do a month and things like that. So I think that'll be the new format going forward. Again, nothing's changing when it comes to like the frequency of the show. We're still being live every Monday. All that good jazz is still the same. The only thing that is changing is, like I said, the seasons, right? So we're going to be condensing the seasons down to 10 episodes instead of 50, right? And, thinking back on it, like, I never really had an excuse not to, right? I mean, it's not like I really, like, started off and was like, oh, yeah, I had all these plans per season and X, Y, or Z. I just chunked them out into 50s because of how we were uploading the show at the time. Because Music Mondays didn't even have a YouTube channel yet, right? Back when we were doing like the first 50 episodes. So I never really had a reason to like condense it like this. But now that I think, we've become such a consistent show and we're getting consistent submissions and, we do what we do, right? Like we promote the show on audio platforms, we put it on YouTube, etc., etc. But I think to even further that deeper and to kind of like utilize the show in like a little bit more of a deeper way, I think, doing shorter seasons, but also kind of like highlighting each season is going to be pretty sick, so that'll be kind of the case going forward. And once each season ends, probably like that following week, we'll put out a graphic of like the top 10 of, season 10, season 11, etc., etc. Because they're only categorized on seasons, or no, by seasons on, I think like most platforms. They don't do it on like Spotify for creators, but I know on like Spotify, the app, you can categorize by seasons. You can definitely categorize by seasons on YouTube now. There's a couple ways to kind of like view each season of the show, but going forward, it'll be a lot easier to kind of like see what each season was like. And I think obviously with it being 10 episodes, so that's 10 weeks. So say we started, well, technically we are starting today, so 25th, 2nd, 9th, 16th, 26th, so roughly like mid-January is when this season will end. So we'll be able to kind of like talk about the past 10 episodes in a little bit more of like a deeper light, You know what I mean? I think that'll be like really beneficial for the show and something that I really wanted to do. So that's kind of like the rough format for now, and then obviously we'll have a surprise graphic like every single month and everybody's name on it and things like that. So I think that'll be really sick to kind of once again like highlight the seasons and promote the seasons, but just to promote the show and get a little bit more out of the show for everybody. You know. So that's that. Per usual, this will be uploaded on the channel, so make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these videos, these artists, and the channel some love. Let's get it, baby.